many Papa Docs, lying like they poppin' ops.
Yo, what up, y'all? It's Prez, PayDayLA, repping Inglewood City, man. And we represent all coast, West Coast, East Coast, down South, Midwest, worldwide over here at PayDayLA. And, this is a story we've been doing lately as our artist interview series called Run It Up, because it's always about running up the digits, putting up and coming artists in front of cats that, haven't heard about them, have heard about them, and can't wait to support them. You know what I'm saying? Because it's always dope music, none more, none less. So we always try to put on our Payday alumni. If you know about Payday LA, best rap show in LA in the country, and we're just a whole platform empowering artists. So we try to chop up, tap in with artists every week. Payday alumni that's rock with us and some that's about to rock with us just to see what they got going on, And in the house today, in the building, I got my boy Dom Cruz.
Yes, sir. What's good?
Repping Brooklyn, LA, all of that, right?
Yeah, man. I'm
You
from
know what I'm
Brooklyn.
saying? Yeah, you gotta rep your city and all that stuff. Shouts, I like the Doom shirt and stuff, but
Hey, let's go. Yeah.
um, I recently met Dom through a Love Supreme, a dope crew from out here in Southern Cali and stuff. And he just came and, I'm just be straight up with you. Rip Payday and let it shred. You know what I'm
Let's go.
saying? It got real crazy up in there. So I couldn't wait to have you on, how's everything going, man? How you feeling and how life treating you and stuff, man?
Man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you for everything. But everything been lovely, man. In the process of finishing my third album. It's called A Happy
Mm-hmm.
Home. It's entirely produced by the homie TeeDoteinsof, who is also,
Shouts to
Love
T-Dot.
Supreme.
Right.
Facts. Just had my third child, my son Cash. He's 3 months
Congrats.
old. Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. Big blessings. And
Right.
yeah, just staying focused, man. Staying focused on this music journey. Doing what I can to bring back to the team, to the family of Love Supreme, and to
Right.
our culture as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Hip hop culture.
Hey man, that's how we got to keep it. That's why it was a perfect matchup having you guys over there on payday and stuff because we all got the same mindset and goals. That we want to keep this flag waving and keeping that culture alive with the authentic shit. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
facts. There's a lot of shit going on. So you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. It's a lot of white noise. The echo chamber is booming right now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But that's what I liked about y'all. When I discovered y'all, I can't honestly even remember now, either through T Dot or Yo Music. One of y'all, you know what I'm saying? So I always love that type of shit, because it's refreshing right now. You
yeah,
know, not saying that it don't exist. Underground shit is popping, independent shit is hot popping, but you got to dig a little deeper for stuff because it's just for the sheer amount of
yeah.
cats doing stuff in music, right? But
Facts.
dope shit is always gonna stand out, and that's exactly what y'all be doing. You know what
I
I'm saying?
appreciate that, man.
So I mean, how did you even end up in LA, man? From Brooklyn, first off, shouts to BK, shouts to NY, all that love.
Facts, man. Yeah, man. I'm from Bushwick, Brooklyn,
Oh, for
Williamsburg
sure, for
Projects,
sure.
Block 2. I left New York when I was in my early 20s, when I had my first child. And I actually ended up living in the South for a few years because that's where his mother was from. And I
Dope.
was just trying to open my mind to just doing something new in my life. And
Mm-hmm.
then yeah, man, life has just took me on a lot of twists and turns, and I just be taking the leap of faith. So the biggest thing I would say that brought me out here is the real two things is my business, which I have a business. It's called Roots for Realms. It's psilocybin and cannabis infused goods. We make edibles and all that. And
Right.
that type of stuff is more popping on the West Coast.
Of
And
course, yeah.
yeah. And then the homies really, I was living in Portland 2 years ago. And I was just felt like I was so close to everybody from Allah Supreme. I was like, yo, we only one state over. Might as well just go there and really click up in person as opposed to all the email stuff.
Right. So you initially connected with them digitally then.
Yeah. Me and T Dot is really me and T Dot have been friends since like 2012 when I was doing music under a whole nother name and all this other shit.
Word. Okay. So that's like a
Yeah.
12 years. Yeah, 10, 12 years, right?
Yeah, that's why we saying this album is like 10 plus years in the making because that's how long we known each other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fire, man. And then, hey, man, that's crazy how fate works, where y'all eventually were able to connect in person and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
Now I
So,
live 20 minutes down the street from him, you know?
right, right. That's a funny way life works, man. And y'all
Yeah.
making some dope music, on top of all
Appreciate
that.
it.
So, that's why I always respect cats from the East Coast and stuff when they come out here and shit, because it's the hustle about it. That's how I feel when I hit that city every time. So it's
Yeah.
like ain't no worrying about this, that, or the third. It's like if I want it, I'm gonna get it. And sometimes we underestimate how much that takes to just, pick up everything and go across country like that and set up
Yeah.
shop, in a whole different spot and stuff. But I mean, you guys are doing gravy, man. So how did you like the LA hip hop scene once you got out here? When did you
Man,
get out here? Probably like 5, 6 years ago or less than that.
yeah. I've been out here in Cali for almost 2 years now.
Okay, word.
Yeah, and I was in Portland for a year prior to that. So I've been on the West Coast for like 3 years, but Cali
Word.
2 years, yeah. Man, I love it. I really do. I feel like because I have, spent a lot of time in New York, I spent a lot of time in Atlanta. I spent some
Mm-hmm.
time in Florida. So I was always involved no matter where I lived. But Cali is just something different. The pride and being from Cali is beautiful. I ain't even from here, but I'm part of it now. You know what I'm saying? I,
Right,
I feel
right.
that shit. And just like everybody involved, like that I've met through A Love Supreme, met through PayDay,
Mm-hmm.
Burgers and Beats. There's just like a whole slew of people, like many worlds, like all of us creating this big universe. This
Right.
like California hip hop universe. It's beautiful, man. Mad people show love. Everybody doing their best to support each other, whether it's popping up at shows, buying albums on Bandcamp, merch, all that. It's beautiful, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, those are the dope things about the city. So I'm glad you got to witness that and stuff.
No,
You know what I'm
facts.
saying? Shouts to those other camps and stuff too, Burgers and Bees, K Solar, all them.
Hell yeah.
Um, MU over there. But I mean, that's what it's always been, even though we get portrayed as the gangster, what I'm saying, rap capital of the world. But
Yeah.
it's always been that undercurrent or the underground foundation here is, rock solid for decades. I used to
Yeah.
go to I've been a good life before. I used to go to Project Blow a few times,
Yeah.
make sure I didn't get booed. You know what I'm saying? That was a success, what I'm saying, back then. But it's a very, long line lineage, you know what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
why, even with myself as an artist, I hold the lyric stuff hella high because I feel we get it in out here, you know what I'm
No,
saying?
facts.
With the styles and everything and stuff. But that's dope. So, how's the music influenced your trip out here? Has it at all, or is it just the experiences, or has some of the sounds or just the vibes, crept into pieces of your music lately?
That's a great question, man. I would say, yeah, especially working with T Dot because he himself has a very abstract, like rhythmic,
Right,
like etheric sound. It's like some spiritual shit.
right.
But the essence is still hip hop. You never really lose that hip
Mm-hmm.
hop. But he not here, but I could say I know he from conversation he's been influenced by like Ross G,
Right,
people like
right,
that, and
right.
just being a lot of the beat shows and hearing all the different like
Mm-hmm.
layers to the production influences me to do that lyrically. You know what I'm saying? You could just bar out, but it's something else when you start bringing melody into it, when you start getting creative with your ad libs, when you start, bringing different cadences of your voice and adding bridges and choruses and getting just real creative with the music because there's so much like flavor out here. You know what I'm saying? There's not really
Right,
just one style.
right, right. Yeah, and just because at the end of the day, we trying to make songs, right, and make
Yeah,
records. Uh,
exactly.
Everybody know you dope. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? My homie used to tell me that all the time. He like, cats know you dope already. It's that other, 90% making it. That's dope, because that whole beat scene, that's a whole different vibe in Ross and all that RP. So
yeah,
um, especially out here, that's the whole, SP
yeah,
for a crowd
yeah. They
type of
bugging.
stuff, they come from that Mad Lib type of shit. So
Yeah, yeah.
um and I think all of that's dope, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that actually sounds dope with what you put off because you come off real aggressive, but matching that with the Love Supreme kind of sound with those type of vibes and stuff, it
Yeah,
gives it a whole different vibe with that. And that's dope that you saying you basically opening yourself to the new, you know what I'm saying, try to incorporate new sounds and stuff that they doing to make a
yeah,
whole new product. You know, that's dope, man. Well, I'd ask this. So, are most of your music on Bandcamp? You got some on Spotify and everything, but
yeah.
where do you keep most of your stuff? Do you do both or
I do
try to give them?
everything. Yeah, I do
Okay.
everything, man, because I'm really all about accessibility at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm real grateful from where I'm at. I do have a lot of support. People from all over the world fuck with me, Japan, Australia, but
Facts.
I'm hungry. I'm not satisfied. So I do believe in being supported on Bandcamp, and artists should get our worth, whatever we think that is, by
Mm-hmm.
selling albums, selling tickets for shows and all that. But I understand that not everybody's on Bandcamp. My girl, for example, she never even heard of that till she got with me.
Right.
So I know I got to be on Spotify. I know I got to be on Apple. I put my stuff on SoundCloud, YouTube, everything. Because even me as a
Mm-hmm.
consumer, I listen to all that. Because certain
Right.
people be exclusive. I'm not that exclusive dude. Not yet. I might do something like I have a lot of unreleased cuts. I'm thinking about making a unreleased project just for people that support me on Bandcamp, but that's further
Right.
down the line.
Right. I mean, I think it's all like stores, you know what I'm saying? Back in the
Yeah.
day, you go in warehouse, you go Sam Goody,
Mm.
this Bandcamp, Spotify, a lot of it's like that, except Spotify ain't paying nigga shit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
But it's still a promotional tool, it's like
Facts.
the radio and all that. That's a great way that you look at it like that, because right now that is the big debate, right? Especially in underground circles, is
Yeah.
everybody's like, pay me my 20. And
I
it's like
respect it.
you don't want to, cut off your nose or spike your face, right? Like they say. So
Yeah.
I think that's a dope way to look at it, man. So I mean, what's like a good, like that's what I always ask artists. What's like a good starter kit, a good 3-pack of like 3 songs to let everybody know, what Dom Cruz is about. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
fire.
That's available right now. So they could
I
go hit the Spotify or they could go buy it on the Bandcamp. You feel me?
bet. I like that. I like that question. I would say Through the Wire, which is
Uh-huh.
produced by T-Dot, Black God 9, and Jet Light Trav, all from Allah Supreme.
Right, right. Shout out to the
That's
guys.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's on the way EP. That song
Mm-hmm.
is just deep, man. Got a lot of layers to a lot of emotion. So Through the Wire would be number one. Number two would be, I would say, Rain, which is on my Esoteric Poetry album. Is pretty much just like some affirmations type shit, like just me trying to speak uh wealth into my life, really. Just me visualizing
Right,
myself 5 years from now, with the nice suit on and the mansion and all that shit.
right,
But not in no cheesy way, you know what I'm saying? It's pretty realistic.
right.
Um
Nah, real
yeah,
authentic. I know what you mean.
yeah. And number three would be Castaway, which I performed at Payday. That's when I threw the mask on.
Yeah.
Payday is I borrowed that hook from DMX, RP DMX. That's one of my first favorite rappers.
Mm-hmm.
And that song's really just a metaphor between me battling my demons, but also the world battling our demons, like lust, material, money, greed, shit like that. So
Right,
that whole song is just all about duality. So that's the three
right,
songs: Castaway, Rain, and Through the Wire.
right. Yeah, the last one you talking about was Rain, right?
The last one I just spoke about with the duality and all that, that's Castaway.
Castaway, yeah, yeah. So, speak a little on that, because that was one of the highlights of the set and stuff when you got your Rey Mysterio on doing the mask. You feel me? What was the
Yeah,
significance of incorporating the mask into it? Did it have anything to do with the song per se? Because I know you talking about
absolutely.
them talking about those sins and
Yeah, yeah,
getting them off.
that's exactly what that is. It was actually like just like alignment. It's crazy because that song, like I said, it's about demons, and when I think about stuff like that, I think about like society, how a lot of us, we don't show everything we truly feel. You know what I'm saying? We don't always
Right,
say everything that's in our mind. We might think some shit, but we're gonna say like 10% of that. So to
right,
me, we wearing a mask because we're not being all the way ourselves. We're not being honest. And we was shooting that video out in Mexico. And when we was out
uh-huh.
in Mexico, we was seeing the mask everywhere. And my girl was just like, yo, you gotta get the mask, you gotta get the mask. I was like, nah, nah, nah. And then I just like, fuck it, man. I was like, fuck it, let me get the mask. And it made sense for the video. You know what I'm saying? We was out in like a little barrio out there, like 5 in the morning with the sun coming out in the street, just wearing a mask. So it really
Yeah.
started with the music video. And I got so much like response from that music video on Instagram and TikTok. Like people like, yo, it's Rey Mysterio. They were talking about MF Doom and shit.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. I was like, man, this mask is it's like part of my story now. So
Right.
for special shows, I bring it out.
Right, right. And I think it's dope. It's dope to me because it's all part of your story, right? Like you said, it's part of your
Facts.
performance and your story that you're giving off during that performance, you know. And
Yeah.
it gives a different angle and power to the song, I think. So that's
Yeah.
dope, man. You know.
Appreciate it.
Um, yeah, so everybody make sure y'all go grab those 3 records,
Facts.
on the way. Is T Dot the only one on the way, or you got, I
Nah,
know you
that's
got a few cats on there from Love Supreme and some other cats too, right?
yeah. So on the way, we created a like a small group within the Love Supreme. We called it the Great Ape, and that was just
Right,
inspired by some Dragon Ball Z shit.
right,
Um,
right.
which is myself, T Dot, Black God, and Jet Lag Trav. So us four makes the Great Ape.
Mm-hmm.
And that whole project is produced by like different variations of us.
Word, word.
Yeah.
That's fire, man. It's always dope when you can get, find like-minded cats that's on the same shit, same wave
Facts.
that you talking about, man.
Yeah.
Um, Talk a little bit about the new project that you working on with T Dot.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
When
I'm
is that
really
supposed
excited
to
about
come
that.
out and stuff? And let the people know a little more about it. If it's any features,
Oh,
any
hell yeah.
themes you got on it. Is this how many tracks is this gonna be?
Okay, so yeah, it's called A Happy Home. We spell
Mm-hmm.
it Hohm, which A-O or O-H-M is the sound of God. So
Word,
we just
word.
flipped home. So you could look at it as like a happy home or a happy God or just whatever, however you want to
That's
interpret
dope.
that.
Yeah.
Um, and right as of right now, it's looking like it's gonna drop between October and November. The base of the album's done. So basically every drop I do, I have like the main album, which is accessible on Apple and Spotify, but then on Bandcamp I do the bonus tracks.
Dope.
So the main album, which is like 10 or 11 tracks, we still decided between 10 or 11, that's done.
Mm-hmm.
And we just working on some bonus tracks, which is going to be 2 or 3, and we actually dropping cassettes too. So we're going to have a track that's exclusive to cassettes. And as far as features and all that and themes really is really my most personal work. It really is just describing
Word.
my life, like just coming up in the projects in Brooklyn, moving all over the damn country, hustling,
Mm-hmm.
scrapping to survive, being in love with the music, coming from a single parent household,
Right.
life to adjusting with a stepfather when my stepfather came into the picture, me becoming a father myself,
Mm-hmm.
falling out with, my exes and shit like that, like not being able to be there for my first 2 kids as much. So all that personal shit,
Right.
all that shit is condensed into 11 songs. It's real deep. As far as features, we got hella features, man. I ain't never worked with so many people, but
Oh, word. Okay.
yeah, it's exciting though. It's hella exciting. We got my homie Uncle Z's on there. Shout out to the Lou Fishers. We
Dope,
got
dope.
Johnny U on there who's performing at Payday coming up.
Yeah, on the next
Yeah.
Friday, yep.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he's
Well,
on
this
there.
Friday when they see this on the
Yeah.
20th. But yeah.
Let's go. Yeah, yeah. He did his thing, man. That track gonna be crazy. Theotis Soul's on there. We on the same track. So it's me, Johnny, Theotis. And who else we got on there? We got my homegirl Storm from Atlanta.
Dope, dope.
Um, who else? We got a homie that passed, one of T Dot's childhood friends that passed. His name is Pillar, but he's kind of like
Word.
he's like a message in the story because Pillar's kind of spitting that street shit, and that's where we came from, but that's what we
Right.
evolving from. So that song is kind of like a time capsule. Like, yeah, we still got this shit in us. We just ain't really trying to like make it all about that.
Right, right. That's definitely deep right there too, man.
Yeah.
That takes a lot. You know what I'm
We got
saying?
Breema on there too. Breema performed at Payday, I believe.
Yeah, she was fire.
Yeah, she's on
She
there.
was fire. Okay, bet. Y'all got a gang of them on there and keep it, but still keeping it all in the fam and stuff like
Yeah, it's
that. That's
mostly
dope.
Cali folk. Yeah, Cali and New York folks mostly.
Word, word, word. I can't wait to hear that shit. I
Appreciate it,
definitely gonna
man.
cop a cassette. I love the cassettes, you know what I'm saying? So
Appreciate it. Hell
I'm
yeah.
always grabbing them and stuff. on my new shit, I'm definitely dropping some cassette shit. I was like, hell yeah. So
Let's go.
um, yeah, so I'm definitely waiting for that. Most of the crowd, well, everybody out there, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay tuned for that project coming out. Like he said, happy home, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
know, talking about your relationship with God and stuff, and you know, how to keep us right and shit.
Yeah,
Um, in a real authentic fashion, real hip hop fashion, you know. So
facts.
I can't wait to have you guys on Payday too. How was it, you know, overall? How did you feel rocking Payday and stuff that last time recently?
Man, I loved it. I really loved it. That's probably my favorite performance to date as of now.
Dope.
It's cool to just rock with you, you know what I'm saying? Especially because like the blog era, like I was aware of who you were from a hip hop sense, not just like
Oh,
a host
right,
of a
right.
show. Like I told you, I remember hearing, songs with you back in the day with Freddie Gibbs and Pac Div and all
Facts.
them. Yeah, so it was just real dope to be introduced by you in general. And just the atmosphere was dope. The crowd was lit. I had a lot of people come show me love, but there was people that didn't know who I was that, came up to me after like, yo, that was wild. When I
Right,
watched the performance footage, you hear people in the background like, what the fuck? So
right.
like it was dope, man. And it's definitely everything you say it is. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the dopest, if not the dopest hip hop shows out here for sure.
For sure, man. I appreciate that, man. We just trying to, you know, build what I used to see all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I told y'all before and stuff. And when Cass is dope, I'm all for, you know, putting y'all on and stuff like that because it inspires me, you know. For the
Yeah.
time this shit got boring as hell, and you know, in a crazy way. When I started Payday, it brought all that energy back, you know what
Let's
I'm
go.
saying? Which is wild. But yeah, so you know, I can't wait to hear the new shit, definitely. Whenever it drops and stuff. In the meantime, just like I'll be doing, and I've been doing, everybody needs to go out there and go press play on that On the Way EP.
Appreciate
Um,
it.
if you're out here in LA or just in Southern Cali, period, make sure you go hit up a Love Supreme. It's a lovesupreme.ca, right?
Yeah, or Love Supreme CA. Yeah, Love Supreme
Yeah, Love
CA.
Supreme CA, my bad. Love
Yeah.
Supreme CA. They do events, their whole platform, you
Yeah,
know,
man.
producers, rappers, everybody that's pretty dope. So you know, I want to make sure that everybody tap in with you guys. Make sure you tap in with Dom on this journey that he going on this music. And if you just love real hard raps, you know, it's nothing
Yeah,
more, nothing less. You know what I'm saying? The vibes is gonna be on 100. So, you know,
thanks.
make sure you let them know, Dom, real quick, where they can find you at and everything.
Yes, sir. So yeah, on social media, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all that. My name is Dom Cruz Music, DOMCRUZ Music. I'm on Spotify, I'm on Apple. There are a few songs on Apple that are under a different name. I'm still trying to get that fixed.
Right.
SoundCloud, Bandcamp, all that. You'll find me. You shoot me a DM, I'll interact with you. I'm still a real person. I ain't that big yet.
Right, right. Right,
Yeah,
right.
it's still me
Yeah,
running
man.
the page.
Right, right. You know, and you know, we want to keep that going and stuff, man. So everybody out there, make sure you tap in with Dom Cruz, you
Sir.
know, on the way EP. And I know he got more on the way from the Happy Home, a project with T Dot. Shouts to
Yeah.
everybody that loves Supreme CA, you
Love
know, and just
Supreme.
shouts to you, bro. You know, and
Appreciate
we
you.
definitely need to run it back, getting you back on Payday. So
I'm with it.
let's tap in soon, man. All right.
Big
I'll
facts.
check you soon, bro.
All right,
Peace.
brother. Peace.